The quest for financial success and stability continues. Since more millionaires have been made through real estate, our attention naturally is focused there. That's why we bring you this program. Real Estate News and Views, unlocking the secrets to financial independence. Let's join our host for today's program, Albert Robles.
Thanks, Phil. Today we are going to interview a panel of experts to find out the very latest advice and projections that affect the real estate market today. Our next expert has many years of experience and is very qualified to discuss the latest trends in real estate. Judy, please introduce yourself to our viewers and tell us a little bit about the real estate trends and the condition of the market right now.
Thank you, Albert. My name is Judy Fig. I'm a local realtor in the LA area. I have been licensed for 19 years, so I have some knowledge to share with you. I have people asking me, what are the trends? What's causing this, market that we're in where there's low inventory and there's, still some buyers out there, but not as many as there were a few months ago. You couldn't even keep a property on the market. I mean, you'd put it up there, people would bid over $100,000 and you'd sell it no matter what it looked like. We had a little bit of an adjustment in the market because of the interest rates. They did come down a bit, but they're not where people want them to be. So the reason that we have all of this activity on these things, making it a hot seller's market, is because there are so few inventory. Buyers can't buy what's not out there, right? So all these buyers are coming in and they're all bidding on the same property. That's making these multiple counters and people paying above list price. What does all this stem from? It actually stems from the interest rates of the government. The government's trying to bring down inflation. They're trying to get it down to 2%. It's at about 6% now. Once they get down to that 2%, we should be able to be in that recession that they're looking to get to. So that being said, what is it with these sellers not selling, right? The reason being is they have golden handcuffs right now. These sellers are not in love with the property so much, they'd probably love to move. But 89% of sellers are at a 5% or less. There's 17 or 72% that are at 3% and less. So this is causing them not to want to move because guess what? They're going to refinance or sell out of that and have to purchase a property at a higher interest rate. So that's what's causing. My advice to buyers, people say, oh, maybe I should wait. They're all waiting for that 2 and 3%. That was probably historical. I would not wait for that. We never know if that's going to come back or not. Historically, if you look over an average, the interest rates have been 8% on average if you look historically. So these rates that we're at now, they're in the high fives, which is great. We'll probably need to get into the mid to lower fives to get these sellers to get moving. So if I were a buyer, I wouldn't sit on the fence and wait because guess what? When rates decrease, you're going to have more competition, which is going to be that buying frenzy that we were in before. So if you want to buy a property now. If you're not planning on flipping it, you're going to gain the equity. If the interest rate's too high, when the interest rates go down, refinance. It's a win-win for everybody. So that's my tip to buyers and sellers. I hope you have an amazing day. Back to you in the studio.
Many people are having a hard time adjusting and trying to figure out how to proceed in the real estate market. To bring us up to date and help us understand what's happening, let's go to our next expert, Marty. Please introduce yourself and tell us, is it possible to get a great deal in real estate market today?
Well, my name is Marty Rodriguez. I'm a broker with Keller Williams. And today in this market of uneasiness and anxiety, people don't know what's going on with COVID, the economy, interest rates going up, prices in food going up, on gas. There's so many questions. Well, that's what I come into. I'm an expert in real estate. I can help you get a great loan. I can help you get a great house for the money and for the interest rate. There are bargains there just like every time. So sometimes you get better deals when the economy is tough. But the economy is getting better. We're now slowly getting out of the inflationary. Interest rates are getting better and we're going into a recession. The employment rate is going up. I see in the foreseeable future a lot of bargains. Come with Marty Rod. You'll make money, we'll all make money, and we all have a great time. Well, now we're going to get you back to the studio so they can follow up.
We're all somewhat familiar with the basic process of buying and selling real estate. But what about an often overlooked step? I'm talking about title transfer. We have two experts that are very qualified to discuss this topic. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why title transfer is so important.
Thank you, Albert. This is Kyle with WFG National Title.
And thank you, Albert. This is Janet with WFG National Title.
So I always get the question, why do we need title insurance? So when the seller goes to sell the property to the buyer, we make sure there's no liens, judgments, or cloud on that title to make sure the owner actually owns that property.
Now, why is that important? Because today, California is a very sue-happy state. So therefore, you want to pick a title company that has adequate funds in case if there is a claim that they are able to pay that claim out. Why WFG is important is because we underwrite our own product. A lot of companies do not underwrite their own product, and they have to go out of state to be able to get an answer if we can close a transaction. At WFG, we make that decision right on the spot. We have our ATOs and our title units ready to help and close a transaction. Working with Albert, we have closed many transactions when there is a lot of clouds on title, when we need to make sure that we are going to protect the seller, the buyer, and the agent from not going to any claims that's going to, cloud any transaction or maybe not even close a transaction. So to us, that is very important to be with a company that is strong and secure and able to make decisions. And for an agent, that is what they want. They want control to be able to get those decisions when there is a challenge, working on a probate, a trust, if somebody's incarcerated, we are able to work with those transactions and close them and make sure they're closed properly so there is no cloud. If the buyer, when he wants to sell it in the future or refinances it, that they're able to have a smooth transaction. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Bye.
Smooth transactions are the result of the expertise of our next expert. The responsibilities of a mortgage broker is one of the most important functions to keep the real estate market alive and on the move. Ernie, please tell us a little bit about yourself and what your job as a mortgage broker entails.
Thank you, Albert. How you doing out there, folks? My name is Ernie Gonzalez. Most of you know me as mortgagesbyernie.com, at Mortgages by Ernie on social media. I've been serving the San Gabriel Valley for over 31 years as a mortgage loan expert. Yes, there's a lot of questions right now in regards to how the state of the market is to buy property. What's looking like for interest rates? What kind of buying programs are available? I'm glad these questions come up because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and do not believe what you hear on the media, the hype. It's not all gloom and doom. People are still buying houses because they understand one thing. You marry the house, you date the rate. If you're not happy with the current rates, but you find that one special property that is checking all the boxes, it's time to buy that property. Because one thing I can tell you, in the 31 years of lending experience that I have, interest rates will go up and interest rates will go down. But you might not always find that house that checks all the boxes. Now, there's very good programs available. If you're a veteran, we have 100% financing with no mortgage insurance. You veterans should really take advantage of this program right now. It's the most underserved group of people that I've ever seen. So give us a call and we'll take care of you. We'll get you informed. We'll tell you how you can qualify and what you qualify for. It's real important also to work with a knowledgeable agent, as Al Robles. When you're dealing with a Veterans Administration loan, he knows exactly what properties will qualify and how to avoid the snags that might tie up your process. Now, we have other first-time buyer programs, 100% financing, that you come in with just your closing costs. Sometimes the sellers will pay some of those closing costs for you, allowing you to get in with about as much money as you need to rent a house these days. Now, let's talk about rentals. This is the first time in history that the rent amount, is higher than most mortgage payments. Why? Because it's called supply and demand. Houses are still in high demand. Inventory is still low. There's still a lot of bidding going on. So I strongly suggest, if you're going to go out there into this market, to get completely pre-approved. What that means is you sit down with a lender, you get all your income documentation, you put it all on the table, and they go through it and get you fully underwritten approved. So when you write your offer, it's like a cash offer. The seller understands that you're serious. They take your offer seriously, and it's put to the top of the list. I see it all the time, put to the top of the pile when they're reviewing them with their sellers. You definitely want to do that if you're serious about buying, because again, don't believe the hype. Houses are still selling. Rates are still great. We got spoiled with 3%, 4%, 2% at one time. But if you look back over history, mortgages used to be up at 11.99 all the way to 18%. So right now, as we're looking at rates at high 5s and 6s, what are we complaining about? They are going to continue to go up, they're going to go down, they're going to go up, they're going to go down, as I stated earlier. My whole thing here is to educate you and let you know that the market is as stable as it's probably going to be in a long time. The bottom of this is not going to fall out. I mean, we've had some market adjustments. We've seen some houses reduce $20,000, $30,000, up to $40,000, okay? But that's it. Now that's holding steady. So if you want to buy, right now is the time to take it seriously and jump in there and get yourself with a great lender. I'm available. All my information will be at the bottom of the screen. I'd love to sit down with you, get you educated on the programs that you qualify for. Not everybody qualifies for the same. Don't let somebody mislead you and quote you a rate over the phone. If you get quoted a rate over the phone and they know nothing about you, run the other direction, because it's based on your FICO score, it's based on the amount of money you put down, it's based on a lot of different variables that only can be taken into account by sitting down with a professional. And I would encourage you to do that, so then you get the accurate payment and there's no jack in the box at the end of your transaction that jumps up and spooks everybody, and then it's just a nightmare. You can tie up your earnest money deposit, you can have a lot of legal issues, etc. So one of the things also is, remember, when you buy your first home, if you just want to buy and not rent, and let's say you don't find that house that checks all the boxes out, understand that the first house you buy, you're going to be in it maybe 7 years max. Maybe. That's what the norm is. And then you're going to have a move-up property. Or you can even consider buying units. We have great programs for units. You can buy a unit, FHA, for 3.5% down, 1 to 4 units. You live in one, let the rent pay the rest on the others. I can go on and on and on about all the opportunities that are still available. I stress with you, do not believe the hype of the media. It is a perfect time to buy. There's a number of programs out there available that can help you. All you need to do is come in with your W-2s, your recent pay stubs, get your credit ran, 2 months of bank statements. It's that simple to get you qualified. It really, truly is. Again, my information is below. Please reach out to me and let me know how I can assist you, and we will make sure that you get the right program that you qualify for, the right rate that you qualify for, and quote you the right payment based on your current situation, so that when you're out shopping, there's no surprises. But it's imperative that you get pre-approved before you engage to go looking at homes, so that you don't fall in love with that house only to find out that the payment is out of your budget, or it's too high for you, or whatever the situation is. So once you find that perfect home in the price range that you've been approved, it's just a matter of 20 to 30 days to close your transaction. Right now, we're closing transactions in 20 days or less. And like I said, there's still some inventory scattered here and there. So get pre-approved. Let's get that going for you. And then you can go back with Albert, and he can go ahead and start showing you properties and get you in line to start writing some offers. If you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out to me. We're here to help. Again, it's Ernie Gonzalez. I'm known in the San Gabriel Valley as mortgagesbyernie.com, at Mortgages by Ernie, all over social media, 31 years of lending experience. Put it to work for you. Well, that's all from here. Thank you so much, Al, for having me on. And now back to the studio.
Thanks to our panel of experts and to our audience for joining us for today's show. We will see you all here again soon. Have a great day.